Prime Minister Modi has congratulated the first Chief of Defence Staff in a series of tweets. The Prime Minister, in fact, has spoken about the new Chief of Defence Staff, the first ever taking charge today, General Bipin Rawat, becoming the first CDF. I'm delighted that as we begin the new year and new decade, India gets its first Chief of Defence Staff in General Bipin Rawat. I congratulate him and wish him the very best for this responsibility. He is an outstanding officer who has served India with great zeal. Those few tweets coming in from Prime Minister Modi there as General Bipin Rawat today takes charge as the first Chief of Defence Staff of the country. The Prime Minister further goes on to say in his tweets that as the first CDS takes charge, I pay homage to all those who have served and laid down their lives for our nation. I recall the valiant personnel who fought in Kargil, after which many discussions on reforming our military began, leading to today's historic development. Well, let's go across to our senior editor, Megha Prasad, who's joining me from the newsroom now. Megha, the Prime Minister, of course, apart from congratulating General Bipin Rawat, also reflecting on the need for this post, which was first felt following the Kargil war in 1999, and it took us 2 decades to really materialize this designation, and today we have it, and the importance is not lost upon anyone.
Well, Preeti, I'm going to take you through the 4 tweets that the Prime Minister has put out. You know, there are just 5 tweets this morning. One, of course, wishing everybody a wonderful 2020, and then going on to congratulate General Bipin Rawat. The first tweet says, I'm delighted that as we begin the new year and a new decade, India gets its first Chief of Defence Staff in General Bipin Rawat. I congratulate him and wish him the very best of this for this responsibility. He is an outstanding officer who has served India with great deal. And then, of course, he goes on to say, as the first CDS takes charge, I pay homage to all those who have served and laid down their lives for our nation. I recall the valiant personnel who fought in Kargil, after which many discussions on reforming our military began, leading to today's historic development. Then he goes on to say, on 15th of August 2019, from the ramparts of the Red Fort, I announced that India will have a Chief of Defence Staff. This institution carries tremendous responsibility of modernizing our military forces. It would also reflect the hopes and aspirations of 1.3 billion Indians. In the final tweet on this issue, Prime Minister says creation of Department of Military Affairs with requisite military expertise and institutionalization of the post of CDS is a momentous and a comprehensive reform that will help our country face the ever-changing challenges of modern warfare. So yes, he is, of course, emphasizing on the need of the CDS, going on to say that post-Kargil it was decided. Of course, it took so long, but calling this a historic and momentous occasion. The Prime Minister, I think, in a way, is also sort of countering all the allegations that came in, especially from the top leaders of the Congress yesterday, asking 2 questions as to A, what was the need of a CDS now, and secondly, of course, asking so many different questions on how the functioning of this new post will be, and that whether his advice to the governor, to the government, will be overriding all the other 3 chiefs. I think he's sort of trying to, put to rest all that questions that were asked from the opposition parties.
Right. Thanks very much, Megha, for getting us all those inputs.